Hey everybody, this is Dr. Dain Heer. It is a great pleasure to be with you on the first installment of What the Bleep is Energy. I mean, because really, we hear it a lot. It's a word that's out there in the world, but most of us have no clue what the heck it is. We don't even know what it means. We don't know even the most basic aspects of it. Well, we actually do, but we don't recognize it. We don't realize that we actually have a capacity with this that is closer to us even than our thoughts, which is kind of interesting. So it's like, what is energy? Well, have you ever seen a lion, for example? Now, why do I say that? Because here I am in South Africa, we're doing a 7-day event. And one of the things we've been able to do is go out on game drives, which is where you go out and look for the wild animals that are out there. And it's been interesting because the rangers here, we've been here for 5 days, 6 days now. The rangers here say, you know what? I don't know what it is about your group, but there's all these animals that used to be nocturnal. We would never see them during the day, but here they are presenting themselves to these groups of trucks of people to say hi, take pictures of me. And it's kind of an interesting thing when you realize that you having a request actually have an effect. Okay, so let's talk about this a moment. How would it help you in your everyday life if you actually started to acknowledge and use the language of energy? It would give you the keys to the kingdom. You would have awarenesses that other people don't currently seem to have. You would be able to know when somebody's talking to you and when they're actually telling you what's true and when they're not telling you what's true, when they're lying to you. But you'd also know where when somebody says, oh, we can't do this, energetically, you can perceive whether it's actually possible or not. And so what happens is, if you actually allow yourself to begin to become comfortable with this language of energy, you start to have almost like an invisible roadmap that shows you where the ease can be, where the joy can be, where the possibilities can be, that show you where you can create a different choice and a different situation than what exists in front of you. But not only that, things just start to get easier. Let's just put it really simply, things start to get easy. Because you can tell what can work, you can tell what won't, you can tell who will contribute, you can tell who won't, all based on the energy of it. Like, have you ever met somebody that everybody else is like, oh, they're the most wonderful person in the world, and you got a weird feeling in your gut and you're like, yeah, I don't even want to talk to them. And then later you found out that they were swindling everybody for money, for example, or they were stealing things from people. Well, guess what? Your energy, the energy told you, because that's how you are, that's how aware you are. Imagine being able to be that aware in every situation. It's a little daunting because you're different than everyone else around you. You seem to have magical superpowers when you're willing to just follow the energy. But having said that, it just makes your life easier. And if you could have that, what else would be possible? What would it be like if you could again go back to that fundamental way of being, which is an energetic interaction with the world, where you trusted that first bit of energy that you get from anyone or anything, where you trusted your awareness of that, and where you allowed yourself to act upon that. So this thing called energy really is the keys to the kingdom. It's your first and primary language. It's the one that is always with you. It's what you have tried to twist with thoughts, feelings, and emotions into justification for how you have it and how you have this awareness. What if you didn't have to justify it anymore? What if you're just aware? What if you're a lot more like a lion than you've wanted to know? What if you're like a lion meets a rhino, meets a hippo, meets a giraffe, meets a monkey, meets a dog, meets a cat, meets a tree, meets a planet? What if that's what you have as your energetic capacities?